Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be discussing about JoJo's unused content for missing textures and even unused characters. I personally really enjoy looking into those things to see how the developers upgraded their ideas from their development state to the final game, and I'm happy we have the debug mode in our possession so we can access those things. Now let's not delay this video any further and let's jump right into it. Before Heritage for the Future was released, there was another JoJo game made by Capcom called JoJo's Venture. JoJo's Venture is basically a watered down version of Heritage for the Future, so a lot of things we will see are from JoJo's Venture left over in the debug mode of Heritage for the Future. One of them is this unused background texture for the versus screen. In Heritage for the Future we have just the letters and nothing in the back, which is honestly pretty disappointing. Next on our list is this huge red symbol that is supposed to be a reference to Akuma from Street Fighter, and apparently it has something to do with Iggy since it translates into dog. Akuma and Iggy also have similar raging demons, if not the same. Capcom obviously wanted to reference their character and they did it with Iggy's raging demon instead of the symbol. And now we have whatever this is. It looks like a target, but I have no idea what this is or what its purpose. It's probably a placeholder for something, but for what? If anyone knows, write it down in the comments please. Now this is the beta to be continued text that appears after you finish a game. It seems like it was ripped straight out of the manga and it serves placeholder purposes. Here's a comparison to the beta to be continued text and the final we see in game. Now I'm going to show you some unused text. We have "Oh my god," "Help me," "Holy shit," and a question mark. The first three are probably for old Joseph, for his story with Mariah, and the question mark is just there. I don't know. Here we have an alternative super effect from JoJo's Venture inside Heritage for the Future's debug mode, and honestly it looks pretty cool. Now we have those two other effects that I have never seen before, and there's two versions of them, one that is yellow and one that is blue. These two effects are probably inside the JoJo's Venture, but I haven't found them yet. As you can see on screen, we have this unused arcade stick graphic that was inside the debug mode. What's more strange to me is that there's another red button with only two sprites. Could there be more sprites to this arcade stick and button? Maybe the arcade stick was to guide the player to choose between characters. Maybe the red button was telling the player to hit that button and choose a character, or maybe change the palette. At the end of the day though, I'm just speculating and I have no idea what's going on inside their minds. And lastly, we have these 5 unused character titles that we're supposed to display in the character select screen. We have gail, Camille, Pendul, Greyfly, and Enya. Pendul is in-game, but you can't actually select him in the character select screen, so this text goes unused. Greyfly is in-game and you can actually play as him in the debug mode, although he just appears as a glitchy mess. He has sprites however inside the object viewer. These sprites were used in other versions of this game, like Enya and Camille. Enya appears as an enemy faced on special battle, where the player has to beat a certain number of zombies until she appears on screen, which is when the player has to hit her until she dies. At several points during the battle, Justice will appear looming above the battlefield and the player must jump to avoid being crushed by the Stan's clap attack. Camille appears as a computer-controlled opponent in the PlayStation port of the game. He is encountered in story mode by Polnareff in a special boss battle where the player needs to defeat Judgment, a clone of Abdul, and one of Sherry. And gail himself only appears in the last cutscene within his chapter in super story mode. Very sad we don't have these characters inside the Heritage for the Future, but I'm glad they used them in other versions of this game. And that's it for today's episode of Unused Heritage for the Future content. If you want to watch more, hit the like button and please subscribe so I can make more of these videos. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.